Check. Watch 54. Hey, D-line, let's get it.
Now they try the right side here. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Back 25! Watching your back! Watch the run! Get up!
On 2nd and 15 now. Ryan. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
I'd have to say that whenever you see a good post route run, they do not like to let it end without the catch. Hence, that great diving play.
Yeah, lay it up there, let him go get it, and he got it.
Ready, blue 80, back 25. Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time. Joker. 39. Wait.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The intended target was Calvin Ridley, and that'll bring up second down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Mike 50. Get your swarm on. Back. Hey, 59, ready. Hey, Tuesday. All right, 25.
On 3rd down, Ryan. That's caught by Trey Quinn. And he gets this to the 48, but no further. Well short of the line to gain. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Second and 10 at the 16-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10. Give to Cook out of the gun. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. Following the good run by Cook, here's another first and 10. Back to throw. King. And some room to maneuver. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. 51, south. Kill. 54, south. Kill. Base.
After the interception, here's Ryan. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's second and 4. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Black 25! Let's get some penetration here. Let's get some penetration.
Right back to him on first down. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a second and 13.
Watch the screen. Pass.
Operating from the gun, Ryan. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. They go play action now. Ryan. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
But we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. They look so perfect up on the board. But occasionally, sometimes you just say, throw it up and let him go get it. How about that play?
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop it?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically. But a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. From 19 yards away. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Extra point good by Gostkowski. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a two-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them.
Ready, 280, 280. Single, single the slot, single the slot.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
On second and 11 now. Ryan. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion.
Hey, express. Hey, Echo. 50 to Mike, 50 to Mike. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Mike 50, Mike 50.
To throw on third down. Ryan, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Anthony Barr racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Second and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Watch the screen. Check out. Slam.
From the gun, it's a give to Cook. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
From the gun on 3rd down, King. And he finds Cook. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. 3rd down turns to 1st with that 5-yard pickup. To throw is King. Throwing on 1st down. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Fans do love the long ball, don't they? And he already found his guy once. Tried to give him another chance there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Couldn't connect, but as you alluded to, he does have that touchdown from earlier, trying to keep him in the rhythm.
Let him know, let him know. Let him know, let him know.
On 2nd down, it's Cook. And he'll get 3 up to midfield.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Dante Fowler has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Protein spill. Ready to go.
Now on 2nd and 13, Ryan, and he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way, and what else do you have to look out for? More.
The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And they finally put an end to this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
King on 1st down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? This quarterback now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. Here's King, operating from the gun. And he's got his man on the out route. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the complete.
He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Finding a safety valve here. That's complete.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Mike 50, huh? Hey, come on, now. Come on, now. Check.
Play action. It's Ryan. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
Fielded just inside the 20. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Elsewhere, second quarter in D.C. And it's the Ravens that have moved out to an early advantage. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Now King, off the play fake. Throw left side complete. That's Terry. There he goes left side. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
Heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
First and 10
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And you have to figure they won't just sit on the football here in the final minute. The way things have gone, they need to try to make something happen offensively.
But maybe they should. Maybe they should sit on it here because of what you just said. They haven't made anything happen offensively. Getting ready to go into the half, give them a chance to take a deep breath, exhale a little bit, and start over. I don't know if this is the time to push it myself.
Yeah, right now under 100 yards of total offense. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. And to give this time to the tailback. 23 yards the pickup there.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
Ready, blue 80, blue 80. Hey, here I come. Here I come. Line 25 tonight.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
2nd and 12 at the 41-yard line.
Ready, blue 80, like 25. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home. Ready, go.
On 2nd and 12, Ryan. Got a man, that's Quinn. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as...
And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And this will do the job nicely, as that'll be out of bounds just inside the 10-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
On the crossing route, complete. It's Terry. And he gets it to the 30 when it's all said and done. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
And the Vikings 1st down.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well, as we are back and underway for the 2nd half. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Starting the 3rd quarter with Cook. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the 2nd half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Again, it's Cook. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there. So from 2nd and 13, they're back to a more manageable 3rd and 8.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Looking to throw. King. And this is Cook with a grab. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. Ryan will bring the Falcons up now, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Ryan. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. It'll be a gain of 4, and it'll be a second down.
Watch the run, watch the run.
Now a handoff here to his running back.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Under 10, under 10, 10.
At the 37-yard line.
54, stop.
Call it no gain on the dump off, and it's third down. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. This is taken at about the 14. That'll be a 47-yard punt, officially 5 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack.
Like how they've started the third quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their second win coming out of the locker room. King now throwing on third and long. He's going to look deep down the field. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Third and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him. And what I mean by that is what you said. Third and long. Got to push it downfield to try and pick up the first down. Defensive backs live for this situation. And they took advantage of the young man right there.
Well, they're going to get about 3 here out of this first down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. Give the tackle there to Danielle Hunter.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
You don't want none. Hey, you don't want to see me. 39. You don't want
They go play action with Ryan. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he's going to get this into enemy territory at the 45. The 21 yards there as they convert on third.
Hey, Tuesday.
From the shotgun, Ryan. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football. And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
Check. 51. Hey, Alpha. Ready to go.
Again, Ryan. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Calling a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 14 yards there and a Falcon first down.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Laquan Treadwell, his second touchdown on the season. And the Falcons get a bit closer. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and it makes the score 21-10. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they've got the lead here getting late into the third quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that. But the rushing game almost... And a big loss here as he's taken down. Tack McKinley made his way into the backfield.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Now a run with Cook. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. The Vikings on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Back to throw. King. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Terry. 17 yards, first down, Vikings. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. He sets to fire deep. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A big play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Gostkowski with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 23. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second. The Vikings on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. On the ground, it's Cook. And an alley to run. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards there, first down Vikings. To throw is King. Off play action. Going up top. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. King off the play fake. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Ready. Check 45 for Mike. Touchdown, defense.
Throwing on 3rd and long. King setting up the screen for Cook. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Gets past one man. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line.
Check 99. Check 99.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Credit the tackle there to Aaron Lynch. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Ryan. This one caught by Ridley. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. And he'll give it here to his running back. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
Hey, check. Gun. Move.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 32.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Ryan. Touchdown, Falcons. Calvin Ridley. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Falcons cut into that lead. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. But sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. And that's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Ricardo Allen with a pick. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's the guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Watch tight end. 3 down, 3 down.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Ryan, that's complete to Smith. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. To throw is Ryan. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's taken down inside the 30. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta. Here's a throw out wide to Quinn. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Let's go, let's bring it. Let's bring it.
Throwing again, Ryan. And this one complete to Smith. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to face a 3rd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He hit his first. Now this one from 48 yards away. And this one is right down the middle. And that'll make this an 8-point game. So we're back to a 1-score game, and now you figure we'll likely see an onside kick.
Yeah, they've only got the 1 timeout remaining, so I think they've got to take a chance at getting the ball back. So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away.
Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. They are in the 4th and Buffalo. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. If they hold on, it would be win number 10 for them on the year. They start the drive with Cook. Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. They run, Cook, and he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
First down, here's the run with Cook. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. It doesn't matter whether you watch high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for the Vikings, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, they come back to the pack a bit as their record falls to 7-3, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be